Well, I'm going to give you one example of a start that we have made in a much broader way at Texas A&M University. And again, I am not saying we are the poster children of good diversity outcomes, but we've re-strategized how we should do that. Now, one of the things we did is a lot of us read The Art of War, because we're good at that at Texas A&M. Reading, no, I'm just kidding. So, one of the parts of The Art of War that we focused on is a part where it tells a leader that you need to understand the terrain and situation that you're going to carry out this battle, this challenge. Some of the examples of terrain they talk about, or situations they talk about, I'm going to give you a few, but they have quite a few. One is that you're going in a light terrain for a light issue. This is not one of those, okay? In other words, you have to fix a little problem. We're missing this step. We're not doing that step well. That's all. We got to fix that. And the Art of War says, get in and out. Get in there, do it, and get out. The people won't be real focused. Don't try to get them real focused. Just go in and fix it and get out. There's a thing called intersecting terrain. All the forces come to bear in this terrain. Several competing entities might end up in the same area at once. It says you got to make alliances in this terrain. You got to be ready to adapt. Heavy terrain, big battle, tough. You're going to have to go deep on this one. Convince everybody there's no return, no safe way back out. You go in on this one, you got to go all the way. And plunder everything on the way. Surrounded. You're in narrow grounds. There's only a few choices and you're surrounded. Surprise everybody and adapt very quickly. Now, one of our favorites, dying terrain. Be quick, win, and spontaneous is the only answer if they're about to kill you. Okay? Otherwise, just die and be done with it. So, we thought about it and we decided for our diversity plan on campus, we are in all of these terrains on some aspect, but overwhelmingly we are in intersecting terrain. It's not that people don't believe in and want diversity, it's that there's too many other issues that also have priority. So we are not going to win by thinking we're going to get everybody to focus on diversity alone. We have to couple diversity with all these other intersecting priorities. We have to mean it when we say diversity is the key to our excellence, not we're going to be excellent, oh yeah, and diverse. We have to get that alliance between our university's intent to be excellent and diversity totally aligned together, woven together, not one or the other, but they have to both come. So we have been working on that. We have used Edgar Sheen's idea that for an organizational culture, because when we talk about diversity, one of my toughest tasks was to get people to quit talking about how many 18-year-olds came to campus. That is not diversity. That is an artifact of a culture when you can see what the head counts are. And that artifact is important, but it is not the culture. Edgar Sheen talks about any organization has artifacts, processes, procedures, data that describe it. They have espoused values, and they have underlying assumptions. For example, we espouse we want diversity, but our enrollment of African Americans this year in the first time in college group was 3.5%. There's a problem here, right? There must be an assumption underlying what we're doing that we haven't articulated. Because in the state of Texas, if we wanted 12% African American, we could have it. But we're not willing to pay enough. We're not willing to not look at SATs enough. We're not willing to do a lot of other things that maybe appropriately don't trump our espoused value. So by looking at the artifacts and seeing where they don't align with your espoused values, you can often get to the root of the underlying assumptions, which I'm not saying are always wrong, but you at least need to be conscious of what the underlying assumptions are. So we made a diversity plan